Beautiful renditions of Cry Me a River. I feel like it's stood the test of time, and I've heard everything from a string, orchestral, embellished rendition by Diana Krall to the original, more simplified version of just playing a standard down from really old recordings. So we decided to try to take that piece to a new level, make it more of a, not through composed, but more of a complete work. I think it runs 8 to 9 minutes long on the album, and let it develop slowly with some guitar and really just empty loneliness, and almost crying with the voice and the horn, and just letting that emotionally soar. So that's a piece that still gives me goosebumps, and we all love to play, but you have to be in that mindset to play it because of how much it demands. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So that Cry Me a River is probably one that we worked a lot on the actual arrangement of it and the form of how we would play it down, and not just, oh, let's see where this takes us tonight. It's very thought through.
There's a couple songs that can be listened to complete. So I thought maybe we could just talk about them for a little bit, given that people can readily get to them. And then hopefully you'll go out and buy the album. How about Black Coffee, a song made famous by Sarah Vaughan, I believe?
Yes.
Okay.
I love black coffee because, first of all, I actually do love black coffee.
Is that what you're drinking right now?
No, right now this is a cocoa because it's almost bedtime.
Okay.
But coffee is medicinal. I grew up smelling it ground fresh every single morning before I drank it, and then I started sweet with mochas, and then now here I am, the bitter coffee drinker. But I feel like coffee almost embodies, you know, beauty, but bitterness. But when you think about that, and here we are, Dumb Brothers, perfect. It's like love, right? And the Black Coffee song is really, we like to take it a bluesy direction, and just be real sassy towards that lover that doesn't come home and misbehaves, and that coffee and cigarettes are therapy, which I don't do the cigarette thing, but yeah, that song is really fun to perform.
Well, your version is so much more spare than Sarah Vaughan's. Because Sarah Vaughan's, of course, is at least the one I'm familiar with, is orchestral.
And it's much more embellished then, right? But yeah, we typically, I mean, small venues, we work with a trio because it's conducive to the space. So album is an ideal setting with a quintet, but yeah, it's definitely not a full orchestra. That would be fun.
Who's Jake Nyberg? Is he your brother?
Jake Nyberg's my brother, yep.
Oh, okay.
He's an excellent drummer, and he is one of the most outstanding funk and, well, how would we qualify Tower of Power?
That's fun.
Right up that alley. He's an unbelievable drummer with funk and hip hop and rock and jazz and anything in between. But it was a treat to have him on the album because he definitely lived in the Twin Cities when we recorded it in Appleton. So he came out. And then Mark Ernest is the bass player on that album.
Right.
And he is the bass professor at Lawrence Music Conservatory and a fantastic player. So that was really a good time. Well, Evan Montgomery is
of course, yeah.
A dear friend and incredibly talented guitarist, and then of course my husband Adam plays trumpet, flugelhorn, and I do the flute and vocal.
Getting back to Black Coffee, I was just curious, is it hard for you as a modern woman to be singing a piece that says a woman's place is in the home in front of the stove?
Yes, I think about that every time I sing it, because lately Adam's been making me dinner on a break from grad school while I work about 4 jobs. But it's pretty rough. I try to think of it as this is a piece, it's a piece of history. It's a chunk out of the past that if we change the lyrics, we might as well just write a new song, right? So maybe it's fun to just take it for what it is and respect the era it was written.
Yeah.
But I do think about it, it's pretty cheeky. what is it? I'm trying to think what exactly it says. A man is born to go loving.
Mm-hmm.
A woman is born to weep and fret. To I don't know. Stay at home and tend her oven.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Terrible. Okay.
How about I Can't Help Loving That Man of Mine, which is a song that is on your webpage complete as well.
Yes, Gershwin. I love that tune. I grew up listening to it from the Broadway versions, and just, it's really fun. We take it maybe even more upbeat than a musical would, but I love that song. It's really happy, and it's all about, no matter what you think of him, this is my guy, and I totally love him. So that's how I feel in life, and it's kind of a whimsical song that makes me think of summer too, which is really nice when it's 10 below right now. Is that where we're at?
Yes.
But yeah, it's a fun song to scat on too, which I like the challenge of scatting on a more up-tempo piece. So
You scat a couple times on the album, 2 songs, I believe.
And it's as new to me as probably anything in my musical studies. Scatting was probably the last thing what I'm trying to say is, when we started playing as a group with the Jana Nyberg group, about 4 years ago now, in maybe the second year I was playing, I started actually scatting on gigs. So I'm trying. It's hard, and you want it to be natural. That's why it's so hard, you know.
Right.
But well, I'm extremely fortunate to be working with who I am, because not often do you find a group where your personalities connect and your friends. Adam and I both, my husband and I, can honestly say that Evan is like a mutual best friend, our guitarist, and when we travel and just do trio work, that's a huge benefit. We can all ride together. Somehow I sit next to an old tube amp in the back of the car, and we all fit the PA and guitar and trumpets and luggage and everything. And to have that special connection and bond, and now that history, because we go back to when they started at Lawrence, is when we met Evan and laid down a first really rough recording to get some gigs. And ever since, I mean, we're extremely fortunate. We didn't have any idea what we were walking into, and that it would be this positive and wonderful. So there's that, because there's not always that connection, I think. And to be that connected and in tune, and now that used to communicating and playing together for so many years, we can really anticipate where somebody wants to go or what they're about to do. And that's exciting. Once you're in that moment, it's like, oh, good, that's what I was hearing. And then he started doing that, so then the song morphs whatever direction. The chemistry is insanely delicious in this group. So that's one of the main things I really love about it. And the fact that I got to be around that whole conservatory atmosphere and soak that in just after my undergrad. It was almost more school except for free. So.
Okay. Well, I think that about does it.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for taking the time.